The octet slash duet rule refers to the fact that atoms tend to acquire a noble gas-like configuration. What do we mean by that? Well, if you recall, helium has an electron configuration of 1s2. So we say helium has a duet. Okay? It's surrounded by two valence electrons. It's two electrons, it's also its valence electrons. Now the other noble gases, if you remember, have a valence configuration of S2P6. So in the outermost shell, the valence shell of these noble gases, you have a total of 8 electrons. 2 in the S subshell and 6 in the P subshell, so 2 plus 6 is 8. So octet stands for 8, duet stands for 2. Okay? So the octet-duet rule refers to the tendency of atoms to acquire a noble gas-like configuration, and we can use that as a guide for us coming up with a reasonable Lewis structure for a molecule. So let's look at this structure below shown here. Let's see how the octet rule is illustrated in this structure here. If you look at nitrogen, okay, this nitrogen right here, it's surrounded by 2, 4, 6, 8 valence electrons. In other words, it's as if it's got a noble gas configuration. So we say this nitrogen over here follows the octet rule. So does this carbon. Okay, so it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a double bond, so that's 2 pairs. So 4 pairs of electrons are surrounding carbon. So we say the carbon here is following the octet rule, the way it's drawn. How about this oxygen right here? I got 2, 4, and then 6 and 8. So that oxygen follows the octet rule. What about this hydrogen over here? Hydrogen right here just has one single bond, so that one pair is 2 electrons, so the hydrogen follows the duet rule. So hydrogen always follows the duet rule, okay, and all the other atoms in this structure are following the octet rule. Now keep in mind the octet rule is not a strict rule, but it's a good rule to follow just as a start for coming up with a valid Lewis structure or a reasonable Lewis structure if you're asked to draw one.